Hey, what's going on, fam? It's day 141 of 365 days of potential for everyday living. I'm your friend Derek Wood. Today's scripture reads, "It is I who made the earth and created mankind upon it. My own hand stretched out the heavens. I marshaled their serried hosts." Isaiah 45:12. Here are the next two of the six principles that we started. Principle number three: all things must be maintained by the source from which it came. God's world also reveals that whatever God created must be sustained and maintained by the source from which it came. None of God's living creations can survive without the resources and the nourishment provided by the substances from which it came. Principle number four: the potential of all things, is related to the source from which they came. Because all things are composed of the sources from which they came. They also contain as little or as much potential as the original substance. As little or as much potential as the original substance. Thus, the quality of any product is dependent upon the quality of the components used in the product, which is dependent upon the quality of the materials used in the components. The potential of something is always related to the potential of the source from which it came from. Nothing can be greater than its source. Two principles: all things must be maintained by the source from which they came from, and the potential of all things is related to the source from which they came from. Meaning you got to stay connected to wherever you came from if you want to thrive and you want to survive. And you got more potential in you because of the source from which you came from. Let's pray. Father, thank you for just constantly reminding us that we were fashioned and made and formed in your image and your likeness, and our potential is related to you because you are ultimately our source and you are our resource, Father. Continue to speak to our hearts and stretch our minds. Continue to get the very best out of us each and every day as we live out our daily potential through these daily devotions. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, listen, if you've been getting something out of this, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, make sure you share this, make sure if you missed any, you can go back and watch it. But continue to live out your everyday potential and meet me back here tomorrow.